Good morning to all. In our last class, we have discussed about the epimers and what are aldopentoses. Until there, we have discussed. So, aldopentoses we got is ribose, arabinose, xylose, lyxose. We got it. So here afterwards we have to continue from here. So ribose is going to give out two isomers which is of aldohexose. One more. So in each step we have studied that in each step one of the carbon atom is being increased. So earlier it was glyceraldehyde, that is with only 3 carbon atoms. So later it had become aldotetrose, that is with 4 carbon atoms. The next step is aldopentose with 5 carbon atom. So in each one is been it has been divided or not divided actually. It has been increased with 1 carbon atom to give out 2 more isomers. So ribose will give 2, arabinose 2, likewise xylose 2, and lyxose 2. So we shall continue with that. D-ribose has been divided to arabinose, D-xylose and D-lyxose. So we shall write that names and structure of those compounds, and all these are aldohexoses. 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 D-ribose. So aldohexose means it should consist of 6 carbon atom. 1, 2 is over, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope it is clear. And the name of this one is D-allose. D-allose. Next one. Second carbon atom towards left side. The remaining all as it is. Remaining all towards the right side itself. So the name is D-aldrose. D-aldrose. Next one, D-arabinose. D-arabinose also aldohexose only. So observe properly. 1, 2 is over. 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is also D family only, D-glucose. You can recall. Sixth one is CH2OH. Fifth one this side, fourth one this side, third one this side, second one this side. OH groups. Next, likewise. So this is being called as a D-mannose. What is the difference in D-mannose? We have discussed that one. First carbon is over and sixth carbon is over. Fifth like this only, fourth like this only. So third, and this is this side, it is second carbon atom. So this is what D-mannose is. This is about D-arabinose. D-xylose will discuss. Next one, D-mannose over. After this, D-gulose. Gulose it is. D-gulose. So it is of 2 to this side, 1 this side and another one this side. So aldohexose, 6 carbon atoms. So likewise, we have next one, that is D-indose. D-indose. So here also 6 carbon atoms. It is indose. Next, D-lygose. D-lygose also once again gives two isomers. So it is D-lygose. So 1, 2 to the side and this side. This is D-galactose. Galactose we have studied. Glucose you check. So it is 5th carbon towards right side, 5th right side, 4th here it is right side, here it is left side. That is the only difference between glucose and galactose. Okay. Next one, last one, that is D-talose. D-talose. D-talose it is. So here all towards left side, only one towards right side. This is what okay. But when you consider D-glucose and talose, so you can make out only 5th carbon is towards right side, the remaining all towards left side. Okay. So when you compare each of this one, each of the pair, if you are going to compare, when you are going to compare each of the pair here, so you can observe from each one, the second carbon is different. So here the remaining all are same. So here second carbon is towards right side, here it is left side. Here second carbon is towards right side, here it is left side. The remaining all remains the same. So the remaining all carbons remains the same. So we can make out, we can call them as they are all the pairs, whatever the pairs we have grouped here, all the pairs, they are the pairs of epimer C2. Epimers, they'll be different at only carbon 2, that is second carbon atom. Configuration is different, that is OH group is different at C2 itself. I hope it is clear. And we have studied D-glucose and D-galactose. They are the epimers at C4. They are the epimers at C4. Like that, they one to one they are also related. One to one they are also related. They are also epimers at a different carbon atom. But the pair whatever we have written here, all those pairs are epimers of C2. And one more thing is, you can remember glyceraldehyde in the, first step of this chain is glyceraldehyde here. So you can remember glyceraldehyde. Later you can also remember only the after that D-tetrose was there. D-tetrose, in that we have taken two examples there, D-erythrose and D-threose. You can remember that one also. Until here also it is fine, because ribose, arabinose, xylose, lysose. A slight change in their name, so it is easy for you to remember this one also. But when you come to the next step, that is aldohexoses. Aldopentose also 4-1, aldotetrose only 2, aldotriose only 1, glyceraldehyde. But when you come to aldohexoses, we have many names. So to remember this one, so we have an sentence with with all these names coming together. So what you try to remember with that. That is, so we have the names, observe the names. We have all, the sentence starts with all truest, gladly, make, gun, in. So it is next to two names, gallon, tank. So all is for allose, altruist, altrose, gladly, glucose, make, mannose, gun, glucose, in, indose, gallon, galactose, tank, talose. So this is the formula, or this is a sentence where a shortcut trick to remember these all names. I hope it is clear. So we shall move on to the questions now. First question, the pentaacetate of glucose does not react with hydroxylamine, indicating the presence of OH group, presence of free CHO group, absence of OH group, absence of free CHO group. So already we have studied this one in our theoretical part, that is pentaacetate of glucose does not react with hydroxylamine, indicating the absence of free CHO group. So that is the correct answer. That is option D is the correct answer. But how it is that reaction, I'll show you once again. So that is observe here. So this is our reaction. I'm writing for glucose now. I'm writing the reaction for glucose. So this is what CHO group. So glucose CHOH 4 times, and it is CH2OH. This is what our glucose is. I have written in this form glucose, that is a straight chain form it has been written. So in this CHO group, so I'll write the same thing down. CHO group can be written as CH double bond O. CHO can also be written in this form. So we'll write the compound once again. Okay, which is this compound? This is our glucose. Okay, next what we are going to add to this one? We have to add hydroxylamine. Hydroxylamine is NH2OH. Hydroxyl is our NH2OH. So this also I am writing in this form, because why I am writing in this form is to remember the reaction properly. You can remember the reaction properly, so that's why in a simplified manner it has been given like this. Okay, so observe now. So here how the reaction this is to only remember. Okay, so the reaction is happening now between the glucose and hydroxylamine. What is happening? Oxygen from glucose we have removed along with the H2 of hydroxylamine, and H2O is being eliminated here. So the product we shall see how the product will be only for remembering purpose. So you can make in this form. So now what is happening? The double bond remains as it is. So you remove this H2O from here, double bond as it is, and nitrogen is being linked there. So it forms a compound HO CH2. It is CHOH 4 times. C double bond. It is NOH. CH here. And this is our oxime. The compound name is oxime. So you can make out. So that is instead of O, the remaining part of hydroxylamine, NOH has been attached. So this happens only if aldehydic group is free. You have many hydroxyl groups in the compound, but hydroxylamine is not reacting with OH groups. It is reacting only with aldehydic group. If at all, if hydroxylamine is not reacting with the particular compound, means that is understood that it has OH groups, but the aldehydic group is not free. It may be involved in hemiacetal formation. That's why it is not reacting with, or it may be not free. So for that reason, it is not reacting with hydroxylamine. Okay. So in pentaacetate of glucose, pentaacetate means instead of this H. So I'll show you only one part. So this is OH it is. Instead of OH it should come. This part I am writing. CHOH it is. So CHO, instead of that O, acetate group will come. That is what acetate when it comes. So this is our 4 times this one, and instead of this H also same this group will come, acetate group will come, that becomes pentacetate. So we have studied that compound also, and that reaction also we have studied. So instead of this H, acetate groups will come, but there the aldehyde group is not free, so that's why it is not giving the reaction with hydroxyl amine. The question is why pentacetate of glucose, that is glucose with pentacetate groups not reacting with hydroxyl amine. It is because of the absence of free CHO group. So that is the correct option, option D. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. That is in fructose and glucose, the possible optical isomers are. So we need to find out the optical isomers. So optical isomers, to calculate, we have a formula 2 to the power n. What is n here? N is number of chiral carbons. Number of chiral carbon. In fructose will take, so if it is a fructose, CH2OH, C double bond O, this is our fructose. So you can observe here, same group, 2H2 are there. So 2H2 is bonded to this carbon. It is not a chiral carbon. This is also not a chiral carbon, and it is sp2 hybridized. So this one is a double bonded one, sp2 hybridized. That is one thing. And second thing, you can analyze, it is bonded to double bond with oxygen. That is considered as twice it has been attached to the, with 2 bonds it has been attached to the same group. That means that this is also not a chiral carbon. So the chiral carbon you can observe here, this one, this side one group and this side one group. All 4 are different. So this is our chiral carbon. Okay. Next, this one you observe same. This side, the different carbon chain, that side different carbon chain. So this is also a chiral carbon. Okay. Next, this one, same thing. It is also chiral carbon. Which is this compound? This is our fructose. So fructose, how many chiral carbons? 3 chiral carbons. So we shall calculate. For fructose, we have n is equals to 3. That is 2 to the power 3. That is equals to 8. Okay. Likewise, glucose we have already studied, but it is CHOH, and we have written also all these things. We have written also how many chiral carbons also we know. It has 4 chiral carbons. So it is not a chiral carbon. This is also not a chiral carbon. The remaining all are chiral. The 4 carbon atoms are chiral. So this is our glucose. So we can easily make out. We have studied this one in our theory also. These are the 4 chiral carbons of glucose. So we can write N is equals to, this is for glucose. N is equals to 4. So 2 to the power 4 is equals to 16. So for fructose it is 8, and for glucose it is 6 or 16. So observe properly. First fructose is given, then glucose is given. Don't get confused. So fructose and glucose, fructose is 8 and it is 16. Here if you go means glucose and fructose form it is given. So don't get confused. Read the question properly when it is like this. So option B is the correct answer. I hope it is clear. Next. So next one we have studied that concept, that is mutarotation is characteristic feature of. So we have studied this one. So when any form of glucose is in two forms, that is when glucose solution is done, when you are crystallizing that solution, glucose solution we have done, and when you are crystallizing that solution, if at all, if you crystallize that solution with different temperatures, then different two forms you are going to get. So that is one is alpha glucose and another one is beta glucose. I hope it is clear. So if at all, if it is being crystallized at 30 degrees Celsius, so then you are going to get a beta form. If at all, if it is being crystallized above 98 degrees Celsius, then you are going to get an alpha form. But when one of the form is being taken, that is the alpha form you are going to take, and you are preparing an aqueous solution of alpha form. So what happens after some time, we have taken an alpha form, and the specific rotation of this one is 111 degree, but it is going to give out an equilibrium mixture. It is going to give out an equilibrium mixture with a specific rotation of 52 degree. So that is specific rotation 52.5 degree. Specific rotation changes. So now when you consider the percentage, so in this equilibrium mixture, alpha will be 36 degree. Alpha will be 36 degree. I mean 36%, not degree, 36%. So likewise, beta will be 64%. Okay. So that is some of the alpha is being converted as beta there. So likewise, when you consider beta form, you are preparing an aqueous solution of beta D glucose. Then, so leave about this one. So you are going to get, so you'll be getting beta form we have taken. So you'll be getting an equilibrium mixture. That equilibrium mixture again consists of alpha 36% and beta 64%. That is what it is going to happen. That means that a mutual or spontaneous change in the specific rotation is going to take place, and it is going to form an equilibrium mixture. When you consider beta form, the specific rotation is plus 19.7 or plus 19.2 degree it is. So it is based upon which one? Alpha form and beta form only. The entire mutarotation, that concept is based on alpha form and beta form. Alpha form and beta form means remaining all the configuration around all carbons are same except the first carbon atom. So in the first carbon atom, if it is OH is on the right side, then it is alpha form. If OH is on the left side, then it is beta form. I hope it is clear. And those are specifically called as anomers. I hope it is clear. So you can call them as epimers also, because there is only one carbon difference is there, or only one carbon configuration is different. But specifically for the first carbon, if they are different, then we are going to call them as anomers. Okay, anomers are epimers only. But you cannot mark here because specifically in anomer the name is given. So that's why. So it is anomers which shows the characteristic feature, or mutarotation shows the characteristic feature of anomers. Next question. So two significant forms which exhibit mutarotation. It is mutarotation are assigned alpha and beta forms. For mannose, the mutarotation can be shown in brief as follows. So they have given the mutarotation forms they have given. Which form of mannose exists predominantly in aqueous form? So that is nothing but when you consider an aqueous solution. So mutarotation just now we have studied, that is it is going to give an equilibrium mixture. You can observe in our last class. So that is an equilibrium mixture. It is glucose form I have written. So in it is going to form an equilibrium mixture. Okay. In this equilibrium mixture, so which form is more they are asking. I hope it is clear. So an alpha form we have taken, it has been converted as equilibrium mixture. If at all, if you are considering beta form, again that beta form will be converted as equilibrium mixture itself. So the specific rotation I have written for glucose. Okay. But in general, when you consider, so what or for mannose, if you are going to consider, what are the specific rotation will leave. They have not asked for specific rotation. They have asked for the percentage. Which form will be predominantly it will be present. That is nothing but which form will be more they have asked. So in equilibrium mixture, beta form will be present in a larger amount. The percentage of beta form will be more. So that is what a beta form exists in a larger amount. That is what the thing. So consider these structures. We have not come across with this structure earlier. We'll go through that one. Question here, this much itself. So in that equilibrium mixture or in the mutarotation, so beta form will be existing in a larger amount. There is nothing to do with this one, but they have given how that is alpha form and beta form they have given. So we shall see that how to analyze these structures. We have not come across with this one. So we have studied a conformation. So where we come across with the chair form and boat form. Chair and boat form will be coming across with. That chair and boat form, in that this is the chair form or chair conformation. Chair form or chair conformation it is. So which is alpha and which is beta we should consider. Before that we should number the carbon atom. So when you check this structure properly, so it is oxygen related. So when you it is already known that it is mannose. Mannose is nothing but it is an aldohexose. It should contain 6 carbon atom. It is just like our glucose, only there is a change in the C2, that is carbon 2. Carbon 2 is different, that's it. So we shall move on to the compound now. So this is oxygen related with. So when you consider the compound there, so we have been given with an glucosic form. It is there, means the first carbon is aldehydic carbon, which is in the ring structure. It has been converted as OH there. I hope it is clear. Next, so the next CH2OH group, that is 6th carbon, is present above the ring. So it is not involved in the ring, it is present above the ring. So that means that CH2OH should not come in our chair. This is our chair form. So chair form, a general chair form I will be writing. This is what chair form is. Okay. So here we have been given with an oxygen. And now, so this is if at all if you consider, this is our first carbon, second, third, fourth, and this is our fifth. Here it is extended there. You can make out here it is extension is there. That corner one, this one, you can consider as the 6th carbon atom, that is CH2OH. Followed this one. This is how. So you can make out this is our fifth carbon, and fifth carbon is bonded to sixth one. Sixth carbon is CH2OH. Here if you check, you don't have such any what extra carbons there. But here this side we have an extra carbon, and that extra carbon is CH2OH group. So this is how the form is. Now, when you consider the first carbon, OH is downward. OH is downward. So that means that OH is downward if it is there. Means OH is on the right side. I'll write the form. I'll write the structure here. OH is on the downward. That is nothing but it is on the right side. H1 later will write it. So second carbon, again you can observe. So that is also on the above it is. So it is on the left side. This is our second carbon. Third carbon, once again, what is happening with the third one? Third one is shown little above. So that means that it is on the left side. So fourth, it is downward. That means it is right side. Fifth one is a bonded. Fifth one, no OH group. Why no OH group? Fifth one is involved in this bond, oxygen ring. Okay. So this is what the compound, this form, whatever is there, this is there. So observe the first carbon atom, what is happening with first carbon? OH is on the right side. So this is our alpha form. This is our alpha form. This one I have written. Okay. Next. So you can observe it is not glucose because we have OH this side. So OH this side. This OH should be this side, but it is this side. That means that this compound is mannose. Mannose is the epimer of glucose at the second carbon, C2. So in glucose it is on the right side, but here it is on the left side. That is understood that it is mannose. Okay. So likewise, so this one if you check, this is our first carbon. This is our first carbon. Here it is downward means it is right side. Upward means left side. So only difference is first carbon with OH. The remaining all carbon OH groups you can check. Remaining all OH groups are similar. Only first carbon is above. That means that it comes in the left side. So this is our beta form. The other one is beta form. So it is continued like this only. We need not write again that one. The remaining everything remains same. Only the first carbon is different. Alpha and beta form. How to analyze the chair form I have explained here. I hope it is clear.